Hello everyone and welcome to another Ghostbusters review with me, Exim Ferris. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Hasbro PulseCon exclusive Tully's Terrible Night 2-pack. Now if you've seen any of my previous Ghostbusters reviews, you'll know that I wasn't entirely sure if I was going to be able to get hold of one of these, but luckily I was, which I'm really happy about. Also, if you've seen those reviews, you'll be familiar with this packaging now. This is designed to look like the Ghostbusters flight suit with a name tag attached. Now this is a slip cover, so I will take it off and we'll have a quick look. I'm going to take the whole thing off because it's a bit awkward to see all the sides without the cover slipping off. So on this edge there is the Proton Pack schematic, like on the regular ones. There's nothing really on the back. You have to excuse my camera glare, it's a bit dark today, it's chucking it down where I live. And on this side you have this really nice artwork, the same as we got on the individual releases, but this time obviously it's Louis Tully, which is lovely. And like I said before, if they made these into some sort of art print, I would absolutely buy them. I think they look fantastic. So that's it for the slipcover. Let's have a look at the figure in the box, or the figures I should say. So we have Louis, and there's some confusion over what Terror Dog this is supposed to be. This should be Vince Clortho, but the builder figure that came with the 6 Plasma Series individual figures was also called Vince Clortho. So when I get them out of the pack, I'm going to do a comparison to find out which one's Zool and which one's Vince. But let's have a closer look here. You've got Louis there, scared out of his wits. Poor love. And the Terror Dog. And it's the same artwork more or less on the side, but on this bit you do actually get the Terror Dog as well, which is quite nice. On the back you get a product shot, or a couple of product shots really, and a very brief bio, which you can read there. And then on this side you can see his bum. Yeah. Yeah, window packaging wise, it's quite nice. It's ideal for anyone who, you know, keeps their figures mint in box. I don't, so I'll be cracking this open so we can have a proper look. I will be right back. Just before we look at the figures, I thought we'd have a quick look at the inside of the packaging, which I do think is rather nice. You've got the Shandor building here in the background with all the spirits going into it, which I think looks very nice. And it's otherwise just a general New York City kind of backdrop, but it does look quite nice. And you can see there's some swirling at the top there, so that's quite good. I quite like that background. So right, I'll just bring the figures out, so be right back. Okay, so here are the figures outside of their box, and before I get into a close look at them, let's have a quick look at the accessory that comes with. We do get the shower cap here, so you can recreate the scene in the firehouse where Janine asks if Louis would like some coffee, and Egon says yes, have some, and yes, have some. So it's just done in a silvery plastic with some nice painted details. So I will pop that on shortly so we can have a look at, see what it looks like with him wearing it. So to the figures themselves then, I do have an issue with my Louis. Straight out of the box you can see his left leg is quite badly twisted. I should be able to fix that with some hot water or a hairdryer. What I usually do is I put them on my coffee maker in the morning, and then the steam just heats this up. You should be able to bend that back. But it's not ideal having it coming out of the box like this, and this is one reason why I dislike it when companies pack a figure in a pose, because quite often they're pretty much straight off the assembly line, so you do end up with issues like this. So that's slightly disappointing. Also disappointing is the fact that this is the exact same Pterodog that came in the Build-A-Figure. There's no difference at all. So I have 2 Vince Clorthos and no Zool. And that is extremely disappointing on an exclusive that cost nearly £50. The very least... See, he doesn't want to stand up now because of his wonky leg. The very least that Hasbro could have done would be given us a Zool, just even if they just shortened these ever so slightly, because that's basically the only difference between the 2 Pterodogs, is that Zool has shorter horns. But no, they've not even bothered to do that. We've got the exact same figure, and I think that is very poor. I think that's them being extremely cheap. So yes, first impressions, I'm not massively impressed with this set. But let's take this out of the way for a minute, and he's going to fall over again because of his lefty leg. Let's have a closer look at Lewis. Yeah, I mean, the sculpt is pretty decent. It's clearly Rick Moranis. It's better than the Mattel one. Not by much, but it is better. And like they did with Egon, the glasses are sculpted on. So that's nice. I do like it that they do that, because the Mattel ones on Egon and on Lewis, actually, they didn't really fit properly, and they looked all skew-if. But otherwise, it's not a bad head sculpt. The hair is quite nicely done as well. So you have that. There doesn't seem to be much paint on this figure that I can see anyway. Hold on a second, let me try and get this to focus. There we go. The shirt and the undershirt, or the jumper underneath, both appear to be moulded in their respective colours. The hands and face are moulded in a very, very light skin tone colour. And the trousers also seem to be in that dark brown plastic. The belt is painted. No, I don't think the shoes are either. I think the shoes are dark brown plastic also, which I don't really have a major problem with, but it would have been nice if they'd maybe just painted the buttons down the front of his shirt. You know, given how expensive this set was, a little bit of paint would have been appreciated. The sculpt work again is quite good. You can see that his shirt is pulled out here, so you know it recreates that scene where he's running through the city away from the Keymaster. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's definitely better than the Mattel version, but then that's really not saying very much. So let's have a look at articulation then. So just like the main figures, the head is on a ball joint, so you can get some decent articulation there. You can even very nearly break his neck. That's some quite interesting quizzical looks there, especially that way. Wow. The arm rotates and, oh, in fact does not move in and out. Oh, it does that side, so it must do. Oh yeah, it does. It's just really tight. So it does go in and out. It doesn't have that butterfly on it though. You've got rotation at the elbow and another joint there, another very tight joint in fact. Wrist rotation, and he does have the in and out motion, although it is hindered by the cuffs of his shirt. Let's see if we can get it any better this side. Now it's a little bit better on that side because the cuff's a little bit more open that side. He has a waist rotation, but no ab crunch. His legs rotate this far to the front, not at all to the back, because you've basically got a massive nappy come butt flap thing going on here. Out to the side to about there. Upper thigh rotation, double bend at the knee, although actually that's not going to bend that side. Oh no, there it goes. So you get a nice deep bend there. Rotation, well actually no rotation at the foot, just ankle joint there. So yeah, articulation pretty good. I do like the fact that his legs are in proportion, because if you have the Mattel Lewis Tully figure, you will notice that his shins are much longer than his thighs, because his knees seem to be up here for some reason. I don't have that one handy, so I can't really do a comparison with that one. But there's Lewis with his wonky leg. So there's that. Right, let's have a look at him with his cap on. Let's see which way around this is supposed to go. Other way. Yeah, there we go. There. Yeah, it was quite good. I don't know if we'll ever get a firehouse diorama or something that we can use. That would be quite cool. So we'll just move Lewis, put him at the back there, and let's have a look at the Terror Dog. But to be honest, if you've seen my other reviews, it's the same figure. There's no real difference in it. It's identical. Let me take Lewis out of the way for a minute, and we'll bring in the Builder figure one. And yeah, as you can see, that is identical. It's the exact same figure. Even the paint is pretty much identical. There's no difference in that at all. This is a major disappointment for me, I have to say. I really thought that we would be getting the other Terror Dog, and we don't have it, and for the price of it, I just don't think that's acceptable. If I could, I would consider sending it back. I'm that disappointed in it. I really am. It's just no. It's just not good enough, in my opinion. I'm not going to run down the articulation on this guy, because I've already done it once, and it's the exact same figure. So yeah, that's the set. I will just bring in Egon so you can see the size between him and Lewis. He doesn't want to stand up. Come on, man, stand. I had him standing just now. Alright, lean up against the back then. So let's take that one out of the way. So they have at least, let me take that off, it'll be easier. They have at least made Lewis smaller, because obviously Rick Moranis is quite a lot shorter than Harold Ramis was. So they have at least done that, which is appreciated. But, you know, they've done something to differentiate them, so that's quite nice. But yeah, that's I don't really have a great deal left to say about this set, I'm afraid. I'm sorry that this one has not been very positive. I just feel that for the price that UK collectors had to pay for this thing, I don't think it was worth the money, because you're effectively paying for something you already have, because it's no different, and the rest of the set is basically, you know, I mean, it's nearly 50 quid. I paid 50 quid for one figure, basically. I mean, I know I'm getting this, but it's a duplicate. It'd be the same if they packed in another Egon figure instead of the Terror Dog. I would have said, but I already have that figure, so why are you making me buy it again? It's really frustrating. I'm so deeply disappointed in this set. I can't even tell you. I'm sorry guys that this has been such a negative review, because I loved the first wave. The first wave of figures was amazing, and I do like this Pterodog. I do really like it, but I didn't want the same one again. Anyway, I'm not going to flog that horse anymore, so I'm going to say goodbye for now. I do have the Plasma Series Ecto one on pre-order. I believe that's due out at the beginning of January, or sometime in January. So I will do a review of that. But until then, I don't believe there are any more Ghostbusters figures coming out. There was certainly nothing else revealed at Hasbro PulseCon. So I will see you in the next of my videos, whichever one that ends up being. Probably another Jurassic World one, because I've been buying quite a lot of those recently. But thank you for watching. Apologies again, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.
Fingers on plastic.